Hey, it's Heather at Adventures in Gardening, and today we're going to be doing a greenhouse and a seedling tour inside the greenhouse here. But I figured we would start out here to show you what I'm fighting against this spring. The number one enemy so far is the wind. It has been crazy windy, and it has set some things back, some things that I just don't want to put out in this kind of wind day after day. So hopefully that's going to change for us soon. But let's go inside. We're still going to hear this wind the whole time because it's a little crazy. So I have the doors open just a little bit here. Things are changing today pretty dramatically in here. You can see there's not a ton, there's plenty of space. Let me just put it that way. I have plenty of space, and in the next few days there will be very, very little space. So I have some soil in here. I have my faithful kitty cat Piper. Got my new sloggers on, ready for the season, and that's basically that's what I'm doing, is getting geared up for the season. So I've warmed this soil up to do some transplanting today. Let's see, I want to start with, we'll start with these plants up here. These are the petunias and the dichondra that overwintered in those hanging baskets. The petunias, they need to be fertilized. I just picked up my fertilizer the other day, so I will get them fertilized now. You can see that most of the dichondras are looking really great, which is wonderful because the seeds that I started did not germinate. I think that's really my fault. The peas that are right here are the peas that I sprouted for salad greens, and I used very few of them. They're not my favorite pea. I am going to plant them outside, and that's one of the things that I'm like, I can't put that out in this wind, not right now. These are the new radish that I planted, and they're going to, are they going to stay in here? I'm not so sure. We'll see how much space. I'm not going to show the transplanting that I'm going to be doing in this video, but in the next video I will show you my transplanting that I'm going to be working on today. Onions looking pretty good. I did have to re-sow some of them right there, and I've got the Russian kale on the right, the red mustard in the middle, and on the left that is that purple sprouting broccoli. That those three things need to go outside. So yeah, probably, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. You can hear the crazy wind hitting this little greenhouse. Okay, over here, this is sanguine lettuce. Lots and lots of lettuce, and these are my cabbages right there that will need to be transplanted. Now, when we walked in, you might have seen my heater. There's the heater. I just started applying heat in here, and even though I am applying heat, we've had some very we've had some very cold temperatures. How cold were they? So I did not reset last night. Last night it was 29 outside, but this is the night before. Can you see that? It's 35. 35 was my minimum the night before. It was 22 outside. Yeah, so it's been really cold. So I'm going to turn the heater up a little bit. There is I'll show you right here. This is the thermostat that I can push it to go up. So what do I have it set at right now? I had it set at 44, so yeah, I'll turn that up tonight because now there's going to be a lot of inventory in here. So that is my little heater. So back to the seedlings. These are these are petunias that I sowed from seed. This pack right here. The rest of those are the seedlings that came out of the hanging baskets. They were just these little tiny seedlings, and I separated them. So they're all about the same size, which is whatever. These are the petunias that I did the cuttings from. I don't know. I'll link the video below in case you're interested in doing cuttings from, well, yeah. Not everybody has petunias over the winter, but if you ever did have petunias over the winter, you could take cuttings from them. Over here, this is a red cabbage, and these are thyme. It's called wild thyme. That is that new outrageous lettuce. There's a lot of things that need to be transplanted. Piper. This is the mandarin lemon balm, mammoth dill, and those are the Chinese forget-me-nots right there that were gorgeous last year. I just loved them. And this is another tray that that doesn't need to go. The Nigella can stay in for a little bit longer. And when I say stay in, I'll probably have to put them outside during the day and then put them on the floor of the greenhouse at night. But the arugula totally needs to be transplanted outside. It just hasn't happened. There's just one little tiny lettuce in this pack right here. This is portulaca. These will need to be separated, and I will separate these and put them into their own 6-packs. I'm going to put them back into 6-packs these are for me. This is stock. This also needs to be transplanted. And these are my snapdragons. That is a tall blue ageratum. Those are some romaine lettuce that also need to go outside. And that is bok choy, and that is tatsoi, and those need to go outside too. So hopefully this week I will get them planted in the garden. So this is where I keep all of my terracotta pots right there. There's a few plants tucked in. This is another minimum maximum thermometer that I use. This is a Bluetooth one that if I stand in the window of the upstairs room of the house on one leg and I lean really far, the app will tell me what the temperature is inside. Yeah, it's just a little too far away, but you can see down here, this is again not last night, but the night before, it was 37 at this place. On the wall it was colder, obviously. And right now it's 77. I wanted to show you this little plant right here that I love. This is from Logi's. It is a violet that has the most wonderful fragrance. And this is one that is in bloom right now. So if you ever visit Logi's and you go down into their herb house, most likely you are smelling this little beauty right here. Oh, it's just, I love it. Love, love. And it self-sows. It self-sows. I keep the packs. I just reuse my packs on the bottom shelf right there. And this wire right here, this is hooked up to my heater, so it's a sensor, a heat sensor. And I've got an asparagus fern down here, and these are my peppers that are shedding their seed leaves, and these are what I'm transplanting today. So they're going to take up a lot more space than they're taking up right now. There are some that are not going to be transplanted because I had to resow, but you know, most of them I'm going to transplant. On the floor, and I don't even know how we're doing down there. Those are the elephant ears that stayed in the pots, so we'll see soon. These are my begonias right here. My potting benches. I'll clean it right now for a moment, this little moment in time. I'm so neat and tidy, and I'm going to be really using it. Over in this corner, this is my Confederate jasmine that survived the winter in here. The fig tree that also survived the winter in here. And I think I spy with my little eye. Is that a fig? It might be a fig. And in the back are all of my succulents back there that I haven't really paid too much attention to, but I use them for different things. outside in the garden. And in this tray are nasturtiums that are kind of just sitting there right now, but I saw that there was one little nasturtium. Oh, it's really hot in there. We're going to take this lid off, as to not cook our nasturtium. Yeah. One little nasturtium came up so far right there. These are the peas that are going to go in the garden. They were planted on St. Patrick's Day, and there's vent holes in these here. Green Beauty and Tall Telephone. Those are the two that I use, that I love. I also love this cat who happens to get herself in so many shots. Pipey. Piper is 16 years old this year. She is the last of my 4 garden cats. This is a wreath that I made last year that I hung out in the garden with some succulents on them. But I like to take my succulents and use them in different pots and make wreaths out of them. This is Teucrium, a perennial that'll be potted in the garden really soon. There's nothing popping up in here, but up here, this is just starting to come up. And it is orange milkweed, which I cold stratified these seeds for 6 weeks in the refrigerator. This tray right here is one of the reasons that I started applying heat out here, because the peppers just got here today. They've been inside. This is these are zinnias and asters, so all different. Going to be a zinnia year. These are the Ranunculus that overwintered here in the greenhouse. And so just today I'm like, okay, I need to know what's going on in these empty pots. So these 3 right here, so I lost these 4, okay, and they were dead. And then I went to this one right here, and it's fine. A little ranunculus tuber. It was just really, really deep, so I'll put some fresh soil on top of that. I love ranunculus. Love, love, love ranunculus. So this will never happen again. I'll never have them in pots like this overwintering. It was just, I ran out of time in the fall last year. These are my blankets, which I will be using definitely tonight. Definitely over the peppers, over the zinnias. There's another petunia down here with some tropical plants that I overwintered. These little orange, this is orange citrus, it's a citrus. Flying Dragon, this is the hardy citrus. Can we see? I don't know, here, right there. So I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do this year. And I just never got them in the ground last year. So I am going to be putting them in the ground and testing their hardiness this year. Look at those thorns, huh? So I have all of my trays organized, ready for the chaos of the season to begin. Oh, that wind. Okay, so I do have electricity in here. And there is a heat mat here. This is where the more tender or sensitive things have been for weeks. I've had these out here for weeks. I've got calendula. This is that Leonotis. This is African daisy right here. These are sensitive ferns. I don't know if they're going to fold up when they're, oh, they do. When they're little like that. I love to grow these. This is one of the very first plants that I was intrigued by when I was a child. My grandfather grew them. This is oregano that will need to be divided. These are ground cherries. Lemongrass, this is on my list. Today's list is huge, huge, huge. So imagine all of these things separated out and still in here. I don't know. Chamomile, Chamomile's a little spotty, and these are eggplants that also need to be transplanted. In the back row are some figs that I am trying to propagate. And these are my, what kind of lemons? These are Meyer lemons. Both of those are Meyer lemons that stayed in here over the winter. It got really cold, but I used the heat of the floor and the blankets. So that is what I have growing in here right now. The house has basil, and the tomatoes are inside and they are doing just fine. The tomatoes, hopefully later this week I'll be transplanting them. I have a lot that I want to get done today, but I'll tell you all about that in the next video. So thumbs up if you enjoyed a look around, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next adventure in gardening. See you soon.